This is a movie about a group of friends banding together to plan a wedding. That's all it is. I don't even know where to begin with this one, so I'll just start with the basic story is that Otis promises Dele a Yoruba wedding so that Dele can invest in Otis's company. The only problem is that he has no idea how to plan a wedding, let alone a Yoruba one. And after getting conned out of the money he was sent by the wedding planner, it's up to him and his friends to make the wedding happen. The story is not too complicated and it's easy to follow, so in theory the story should be a very good one. But when it came to the execution, I have some issues that I'll get into while discussing. The plot is basically how the story unfolds, and the best way I can describe this movie's plot is that things happen. It's like the writers knew how they wanted the story to end, but they had no idea how to get there. This is why the plot doesn't flow naturally and is full of plot holes and conveniences like it's lucky that Otis calls Dele at the exact moment that Rita is having a meltdown about their wedding. It's lucky that they give him a chance although he clearly has no experience in planning weddings. Why does it take Otis 4 weeks just to follow up on the wedding that he's supposed to be in charge of planning? Like, what is he doing the whole time? Why don't they just hire an actual wedding planner when they clearly can afford it? Why are the characters so dumb that they cheat in the open just to get caught? An example of this is Richard and Judy just step out of their hotel room just to taste each other's tongues on the balcony where anyone can see them. It's issues like this that take me out of the experience. It's like the characters need to switch off their brains so that the story can happen. This results in personal conflicts that feel cheap, emotional moments that feel unearned, and a movie that doesn't even need to happen. And this brings me to I have never seen such a disappointing waste of immense talent. In the beginning, during TK's birthday party, I was excited when I saw the actors for the first time. I was like, I'm about to experience something, because here was a group of actors with a proven track record and have shown that they are capable of great performances. But here, their performances felt flat, forced, and uninspired, and I cannot entirely blame the actors because the writing was not good either. The characters were written as one-dimensional representation of actual characters. The characters were written as only one thing, as in they have only one defining trait. Richard is clingy, Otis is a player, Khalid is actually I don't know how to describe him. He is just a businessman. The ladies are at least given a little more depth in character. Celine wants more space from clingy Richard, but ends up pushing him away. Judy suffers a heartbreak and in a moment of weakness, she ends up becoming what she hates. TK achieves ultimate success in a professional field, but she longs for a loving relationship that she hopes she can get from Otis. The characterization was not the best, as it lies somewhere between bad and average, and the acting is not any better either. The actors are given nothing to work with and it definitely shows. We have Khalid and Judy who are just there to fill up the screen. Khalid because he is not even a real character, and Judy who gets too little screen time to make an impact. Celine and Richard who have the most interesting story but are relegated to be nothing but side characters. Their chemistry was the most believable part of the movie, and the two actors actually managed to convince me that they are in a 4-year relationship. TK is definitely the most entertaining character to watch, since she is abrasive and rude when she needs to be, and credit to Catherine Kamau for deciding to have fun with the character, especially when she clashes with Rita and her mother. Everything with her was good, except for the final scene in the parking lot. The lines in that dialogue were just horrible. Otis was the worst character for me. He is written as a terrible guy, and Pascal Tokodi was horribly miscast as Otis. Most of his scenes were cringy and hard to watch, especially when he is supposed to be spiraling out of control or when he is supposed to be excited. The scenes with his daughter were not any better either. They were supposed to make him sympathetic to the audience, but it ends up feeling forced instead. They make no impact on his decisions, and his personality doesn't change at all. The scenes could have been entirely left out of the movie, and nothing would have been affected. I will say, the only decent scene with him was in the opening scene with D, but it all went downhill from there. Disconnect was supposed to be a movie about Otis finally learning to let go of his fears and finding love in TK, who learns that it's possible for one person to give you all you need. A tried and tested formula for a solid romantic comedy. But the two main characters whom the movie is about don't even spend half of the movie together. And when they do, it's not even about their journey towards each other, but on pointless side drama. Even the love triangle between Richard, Judy, and Celine is more interesting than our main character's relationship. The direction didn't help either, as it is neither dramatic nor comedic. The movie had a confused tone where it's not serious enough to be considered a drama or funny enough to be considered a comedy. What we end up with is a movie that messes up a simple story through a plot that is filled with holes and conveniences. A movie that wasted a talented cast who handled a bad performance for an even worse script. The movie was poorly directed in general. The only consistently good thing about the movie is that it was filled with beautiful people and shot in a beautiful location. If I had to rate the movie, I'd give it a 3 out of 10.